We've been watching Sean English's recovery since an accident in 2017 that severely injured him and killed 48-year-old Dr. Cynthia Ray. They were hit by a drunk driver while trying to help others that had been in an accident. The loss of his leg was devastating for Sean, who was a cross-country runner at U of D Jesuit, but we watched as he quickly stood on a new prosthetic, took steps on that, and then ran on that. It was inspiring to all of us, but for Sean, as he told me, he's had to learn to ration that energy a little bit.
A few years ago, I thought I was Superman. I still think I'm strong, but there's honor in asking for help instead of weakness. And it took me a few years to figure that out.
Well, that impressed Devin, by the way. And it's tough to impress Devin, that answer. Sean's next challenge starts in a few days after graduation. He graduated already. Now he's already got a job as what we call in this business a one-man band. He's going to be the reporter and the photographer, the whole 9 yards, at a station in South Bend, Indiana. But before he did that, he stopped in here to talk to us all about it. Sean's in studio with us this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So I teased this yesterday. So you didn't tell your mom and dad that we were doing that story where I came down to Purdue. First of all, what was their reaction when they saw it? And why did you want to keep it from them?
Yeah, so Mom came down for Mother's Day, helped me for moving out and graduation. It was a little busy of a day, so I kept it pretty vague, and I wanted it to be a surprise for them. But me coming home after I just moved out and I was about to move back in was a little bit of a red flag. So I had to tell them a little bit of the details, but I didn't give them everything.
I was waiting I thought it might be a promo. We just saw you on a promo, Sean. What are you doing? You know, when we talked, this was something that struck me too. You said every day your goal is to impress someone. Talk about that.
Yeah, every day I'm trying to turn some heads. I'm trying to change the stigma around people with disabilities. And if I can impress somebody by my ability, then I think that it's a good day. And if I can do that twice, if I can do that 3 times, if I can keep doing that until I can do that with everyone in the world, then I'm a lucky man.
And some of the things you do, I mean, do that on its own. I mean, we talked about the jobs you had. You've been a bouncer in college, a bartender, plays pickup basketball, just, you know, out on the court, which is also kind of I mean, you go out there and the guy who's guarding you probably thinks he can take it easy, right? And then that changes quickly.
Oh, easily, yeah. I enjoy that too, because that's a free point. So they give me 1 free point, and that's the last free point they'll give me, and then they start to respect me, which is the whole dynamic that I'm going for. Is sometimes I have to demand respect and earn respect, but I'm gonna work my butt off to do that.
Yeah, and you want to be a motivational speaker one day, like as part of your everyday life, which I think it's important to share that message too, and it means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it means a lot, and it's not my story that's the most important. There's plenty of stories out there, but I've been given this gift with speaking, and I feel very comfortable speaking and using my words and being articulate. So I want to tell my story, but I also want to wrap a bunch of stories in and just help people that need help.
Yeah. And I know you're all about looking forward. You're positive, taking the next step, literally. Do you ever think back to that day? And when you do, what do you think of? Do you think about things like, what if I hadn't stopped? Or is it just in your nature you would have no matter what?
Well, yeah, I think it's healthy to go through any options in the background where, what if I would have kept going, or what if I would have done something differently, or what if I wouldn't have been injured? Yeah. But it's also natural to accept what happened and to move on. And I'm proud of what I did, so there's no shame in moving on. And it's been very easy with a lot of the help with the Detroit community and a lot of my friends and family.
Well, I think you've seen this too, that it's just inspiring. Just sharing your story has been inspiring to a lot of people. Well, I don't know if you watched the story yesterday, you saw Sean just graduated from Purdue, and he's in broadcast journalism, but he was doing sports on the Purdue TV show. Even though he's going into news. However, we figured this morning we want to give you your sports, so we're going to hand it over to Sean to handle that for us.
All right, let's do it. Let's start with one of the best things in all of sports, a Game 7. The Seattle Kraken taking on the Stars in Dallas, and this beauty would give Dallas a 2-goal lead in the 3rd.
Harley tries the opposite side. Dadonov sails one the length of the ice. No icing as Johnston's there. Johnston to the backhand. Score!
That was Johnston's 4th of the playoffs. Stars win 2-1. They win the series and face the Las Vegas Golden Knights starting Friday. New Lions quarterback Hendon Hooker is getting used to life as a pro. He's still recovering from a torn ACL he suffered at Tennessee, but so far, he says working with offensive coordinator Ben Johnson is a trip.
Ben Johnson's fiery. He's fiery for sure, but I love it. He brings energy and excitement and is passionate about the game, and that's what it's all about, you know, the love of the game. And, you know, I love the offense. I love how we're reading and communicating with the line in our operation, so it's going to be fun.
The Tigers are back in action tonight against the Pirates. First pitch is 6:40 at Comerica. And last night in Baltimore, Shohei Ohtani was a one-man wrecking crew. The Angels' fourth, 2-on. Ohtani 3-run home run to right. That home run was 456 feet. Ohtani was 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. He also pitched 7 innings and gave up 5 earned with 5 Ks. Angels beat Baltimore 9-5. And that's sports for this morning.
Well, we did what, how about that? First of all, good job. Second of all, of course, we throw them a curveball and don't roll the highlights, which is a good lesson, I guess, but that's not what our intention was. You have to be ready for anything on live TV, and you're going to get a taste of that starting Monday.
Starting Monday.
That'd be good stuff, man. We really appreciate you stopping in today and sharing the story again. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.